Okay, so here's my balance build. We're just going to talk a little bit about it and the strategy that I'll be using. Okay, so here's my level, 99. Vitality is at 40, Endurance at 30, Strength at 33, Skills at 33, Blood Tens at 6, Arcanes at 7. So as you can see here, we're not a magic user or even gun heavy user. The weapon we're using is the Lucked Holy Blade. We're using a bunch of physical gem here. We're trying to get 18% physical gem, but we're using the best one we got here. The damage on the weapon is about 600, but you'll be actually doing about 200 to 300 damage on a PvP opponent. The offhand I have equipped is the Hunter Blunderbuster. It has the +2 health regen gem on it. You can equip whatever weapon you want. Just make sure you have that +2 health regen gem on the offhand weapon. The armor I'll be using is the Kenhurst armor set. It has great physical defense and a balanced elemental defense. The drawback with this one is it has low frenzy and poison resistance. So be more careful with opponents that uses the Blade of Mercy build with condition on the weapon. The last thing we'll be using is the Lead Elixir. This is going to be used for when you're fighting against an opponent with the same build as you, or with somebody who's using a heavy two-handed weapon that's trying to stagger you. You can drink this and you can basically trade with them and you will come out ahead. Okay, so let's get into some PvP here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test his ability, test his skill, test his movement, and see what he's made of. I'm going to start with my one-hander and sort of test it that way. I'm going to try to trade with him and see if I can win him. And as soon as I realize that his weapon is a lot faster than mine, I'm going to switch to two-hander and then get into his range where I can hit him twice before he can escape. There goes two-hander, and I'm going to jump in and sort of just get in that range and see if he moves. And okay. And he did not back off, so he's going to die. Next, we're going to go against an opponent that's using Blood Tinge. The strength of the Blood Tinge is that their two-handers quite strong, making their one-hander quite weak. So we can exploit that. My opponent's going to start off with two-hander, but I'm going to stick to one-hander. He realized that my one-hander is quite faster than him, and so he's going to go back to one-hander. But I'm not switching to two-hander because that's what he's waiting for, and he's going to try to stun lock me when I go two-hander. So we're going to stick with one-hander and duke him out that way. Here's a clear example of this build. It's going to test the armor and weapon in this build. My opponent's going Blood Tinge, but I'm going to stick with my one-hander and win the battle that way. When we trade, my opponent's going to realize that he's taking more damage than I am, and he's going to switch his strategy. Here's another example of an opponent that's going Blood Tinge. As we start off the battle, I'm just going to test his damage and his defense. But as you can see, his two-hander hit quite hard, and we want to avoid those. What we're going to try to do next is go two-hander, and then get into that range where we can hit him twice with our two-hander before he can escape. This next clip is going to showcase when to use the Lead Elixir. It's going to be a 2v1, but I'm going to take my time here. I'm going to wait for both of them to engage me, and then wait for the perfect moment to drink the Lead Elixir and kill one of them. There we go. Now I'm gonna wait for one to commit and kill one of them. You guys can see how powerful it is. Every time he hit me, I'm not getting staggered, so I was able to kill him. This clip, again, is to show off the leader lecture. So as soon as I spawned in, this guy was not being polite. He was attacking me already. So I decided to run up to this pig and have them help me. So as soon as I realized that he's using the same weapon as me, I'm just gonna wait for the perfect moment to drink the lead elixir and trade with him. The lead elixir is pretty powerful if used correctly. If my opponent was going one-hander and I was two-hander with the lead elixir, I might have taken more damage there. But since we're both two-hander, I was winning the trade pretty well there. The next two fights are just going to showcase the build and some interesting PvP fight.